Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We received an email from a guy named David who wanted to tell us about his experience with a Thai bar girl he met in Pattaya. So, yeah, let's jump into this story. David Miller had spent most of his life working diligently as a corporate manager in a bustling city in the United States. By the time he reached his mid-60s, he had amassed enough savings to retire comfortably. However, despite his financial security, David felt a void in his life. After his wife passed away a few years earlier, he found himself grappling with loneliness. His children were grown and busy with their own lives, and his once active social circle had dwindled. Retirement, which he had once looked forward to, now seemed to stretch before him like an endless expanse of empty days. David decided he needed a change of scenery and new experiences. He had always been intrigued by Thailand, a country known for its rich culture, beautiful landscapes, and friendly people. The thought of golden temples, bustling markets, and serene beaches filled him with a sense of excitement and possibility. Perhaps, he thought, this exotic destination could offer him the companionship and adventure he craved. After thorough research and planning, David booked a flight to Pattaya, a coastal city famous for its vibrant nightlife and stunning beaches. The city was alive with energy, and David felt a rush of excitement as he strolled through its busy streets. Everywhere he looked, there were signs of life: tourists snapping photos, street vendors selling delicious snacks, and locals going about their daily routines. The sights, sounds, and smells were intoxicating, and David felt a sense of rejuvenation. One evening, while exploring the bustling walking street, David decided to step into a cozy bar that caught his eye. The neon lights outside flickered invitingly, and the sound of laughter and music spilled out onto the street. As he entered, he was greeted by a warm and friendly atmosphere. The bar was filled with people chatting and enjoying themselves, and a live band played a catchy tune in the corner. David found a seat at the bar and ordered a drink. As he sipped his beer, he noticed a young woman behind the bar who caught his attention. She was petite, with long, dark hair that cascaded down her back, and a smile that could light up the room. Her name tag read, Knock. She seemed to move effortlessly between the customers, taking orders and serving drinks with a grace and charm that was captivating. Knock soon approached David and struck up a conversation. She asked him about his travels and what had brought him to Pattaya. David found himself opening up to her, sharing stories of his life back in the States and his reasons for coming to Thailand. Knock listened intently, her eyes filled with genuine interest and warmth. As they talked, David felt a connection forming between them, something he hadn't felt in a long time. Over the next few days, David returned to the bar frequently. Each time, Knock was there to greet him with a smile and engage him in conversation. They talked about everything, from their favorite foods to their dreams and aspirations. David learned that Knock was 25 years old and had grown up in a small village in northern Thailand. She had moved to Pattaya to find work and support her family back home. Despite their age difference, David and Knock found common ground and developed a strong bond. Knock's sweet demeanor and kind nature made David feel special and appreciated. He admired her work ethic and her dedication to her family. Knock, on the other hand, was drawn to David's wisdom, life experiences, and the kindness he showed her. She appreciated the way he treated her with respect and genuine care. As their friendship deepened, David began to feel something more than just companionship. He realized he was falling in love with Knock. He enjoyed her company immensely and looked forward to their time together. Knock seemed to reciprocate his feelings, often expressing her affection for him through small gestures and kind words. David felt a sense of happiness and fulfillment that he hadn't experienced in years. David and Knock started spending more time together outside of the bar. They went on long walks along the beach, dined at charming little restaurants, and explored the many attractions Pattaya had to offer. They visited the Sanctuary of Truth, a magnificent wooden temple adorned with intricate carvings, and strolled through the Nong Nooch Tropical Botanical Garden, marveling at the exotic plants and beautifully landscaped grounds. Each outing brought them closer, and David felt his love for Knock growing stronger. One evening, as they watched the sunset from a quiet spot on the beach, David decided to share his feelings with Knock. He told her how much he cared for her and how she had brought joy back into his life. Nock listened quietly, her eyes glistening with emotion. When David finished speaking, she took his hand and told him that she felt the same way. She expressed her gratitude for his kindness and support and assured him of her love and loyalty. Encouraged by Nock's words, David began to envision a future with her. He wanted to provide for her and ensure that she and her family were well taken care of. He promised to support her financially, allowing her to focus on her dreams and aspirations. In return, Nock promised to love him and stay by his side. They discussed the possibility of traveling together and even considered marriage. David's new life in Thailand felt like a dream come true. He and Nock traveled extensively, exploring the diverse landscapes and vibrant cities of the country. They visited the bustling streets of Bangkok, where they marveled at the grandeur of the Grand Palace, and took a boat ride along the Chao Phraya River. In Chiang Mai, they participated in a traditional lantern festival, releasing lanterns into the night sky and making wishes for their future. As they traveled, David felt a deep sense of contentment. He loved learning about Thai culture and experiencing the warmth and hospitality of its people. Nock was his guide and companion, and together they created cherished memories. They stayed in quaint guest houses, sampled delicious street food, and immersed themselves in the local way of life. David found himself falling more in love with Nock each day. During one of their trips, David and Nock visited a small village in the countryside where Nock's family lived. David was eager to meet her family and gain a deeper understanding of her background. They were warmly welcomed by Nock's parents and siblings, who were delighted to meet the man who had brought so much happiness to Nock's life. David felt a strong sense of connection with Nock's family and was touched by their kindness and hospitality. As David and Nock continued their travels, David began to consider the practical aspects of their future together. He wanted to provide a stable and comfortable life for Nock, and he believed that buying a house in Thailand would be a step in that direction. He discussed his plans with Nock, who was thrilled at the idea. They began searching for a suitable property, and after a few weeks, they found a beautiful house in a quiet neighborhood. The house was everything David had hoped for. It had a spacious garden, a cozy living room, and enough bedrooms to accommodate Nock's family when they visited. The location was perfect, close to the beach and within easy reach of local amenities. David felt a sense of excitement and satisfaction as he imagined building a life with Nock in their new home. However, there was one complication. According to Thai law, foreigners cannot own land in Thailand. This meant that the house would have to be purchased in Nock's name. David trusted Nock completely and believed in her love and loyalty. Despite his better judgment and the advice of friends, he decided to proceed with the purchase. David invested a significant amount of his savings in the house. He was confident that this was the right decision and that he and Nock would enjoy a happy and fulfilling life together. The process of buying the house went smoothly, and soon David and Nock moved into their new home. They spent their days decorating and making it their own, adding personal touches that reflected their shared tastes and interests. For a while, life seemed perfect. David and Nock settled into a comfortable routine, enjoying their beautiful home and the tranquility of their surroundings. They continued to travel and explore new places, creating more wonderful memories together. David felt a sense of contentment and fulfillment that he hadn't experienced in years. However, as time went on, David began to notice subtle changes in Nock's behavior. She seemed more distant and preoccupied, often spending long hours away from home. David tried to brush off his concerns, attributing them to the pressures of adjusting to their new life. But a nagging feeling of unease persisted. One evening, while Nock was out, David received a phone call from a mutual friend who had some distressing news. The friend had seen Nock with another man, a young Thai man who appeared to be very close to her. David's heart sank as he listened to the details. He felt a surge of anger and betrayal, mixed with a deep sense of sadness. When Nock returned home, David confronted her. He demanded to know who the man was and what was going on. Nock, realizing that the truth could no longer be hidden, broke down and confessed. She admitted that she had a Thai boyfriend, someone she had been seeing long before she met David. She explained that while she loved her boyfriend, she needed financial stability, which David provided. She had hoped to maintain both relationships, believing that David would never find out. David was devastated by Knox's confession. He felt a deep sense of betrayal and heartache. The woman he loved and trusted had deceived him, and the future he had envisioned was shattered. David tried to reclaim his investment, but legally, the house and money were Knox's. He had no recourse to recover his losses. With no other options, David made the difficult decision to return to the United States. He was left with nothing but a broken heart and empty pockets. The dream of a happy retirement in Thailand had turned into a nightmare. David's trust had been betrayed, and his financial security had been wiped out. Back in the U.S., David struggled to rebuild his life. He was emotionally shattered and financially ruined. The experience left him wary and distrustful of others. He withdrew from social interactions, finding it hard to trust anyone again. The loneliness he had tried to escape now seemed even more overwhelming. However, David's resilience slowly began to surface. He sought solace in activities he enjoyed, such as gardening and reading. He reconnected with old friends and gradually opened up about his experience. Through their support and understanding, David began to heal. He learned valuable lessons about trust, love, and the importance of being cautious with his heart and finances. David's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of letting emotions cloud better judgment. Despite the heartbreak, it also highlights the resilience of the human spirit and the possibility of finding hope and healing even after the deepest betrayals. David's journey reminds us that, while love and companionship are essential, it is crucial to protect oneself and make decisions with a clear mind and a cautious heart.